Oh boy. 170. Yikes. We're getting up there. Grab a drink. Let's have some fun. Welcome, Monday. Cheers. Perfect. What's up, Monday? Come on in. We got a good group. I see it already. Let me know if you can see and hear and everything's coming in good. If you're new, welcome. It's chatty. Read the chat below. If you're one of the regulars, greetings. We got Michael, Eric, Pirate Girl. Charlemagne's in the house. Larry King Guy, Paul, what's up? Come on in. I got a fun one tonight. Nothing too serious tonight. Let's have fun. Okay, you can hear me. Good. Excellent. Thank you. I have some good lighting tonight. I actually have new duds. Not this. I wear this all the time. This shirt's new, and I wanted to give a shout out to the people that made this shirt, which I'm gonna do in a second. What's up, Mama? My mom's in the house. How fun is that? My sister usually jumps in too. It's funny that I love it that my family jumps in. But I got a good show. I want you to get comfy, sit down. Tonight, I am drinking no alcohol Guinness again. I highly recommend this. And I'm drinking it out of my exploited koozie. Okay. Let me first take this off because it's hot in here. And I got this shirt because I thought it looked good with this jacket. No joke. So if you're new to this, I'm Cardone. This is Evening Hour, episode 170. Please hit the like, the subscribe. It's a donation show. If you donate, I will be happier than a clam on the beach. If not, guess what? Share it. Tell your friends. Spread the word. I've grown this channel slowly over the years. I got a great group that comes in here. We talk about everything. And one of the things I love about this group is we got all walks of life in here from all over the planet. And we're here to have fun. That's it. So if you're wondering what the motive of all of this is, it's for fun. Thank you, Michael. Grazie. So, yeah, what do I got? Intro-wise, I always write down intro on my sheets for these shows. I have nothing special. I'm not sure if I'm here next week. I am in busy season. I'm starting now. It's starting to... So there are going to be times where I can't. Yes, Helen. You know Future Monsters. I was going to give them a huge pitch in a second. They have been kind to me, and I love their stuff. You know what? I'll do it right now. So Future Monsters, if you're watching, thank you very much. I ordered this shirt a few days ago. It showed up fast. I wanted it for my shows. I don't know if you know this, but like this shirt, I have two shirts that I wear all the time. I wear them in my daily life, but they ended up becoming part of my show gear. And this is one of them. It's really thin because I've had it for a while now. It's upside down. This shirt I wear all the time. My Casanova Frankenstein shirt. This is for my slipper room costume. I wear this. So, I ordered this, and they sent me a few goodies that they watched the show. And so he sent me some socks, and I will say these are awesome socks. I will wear them. They are cute skeleton socks. I will definitely wear these. These are even cooler. Look at these. Oh, focus, focus, focus. What the hell? I don't know why it's not focusing. Anyway, so then here's some shirts he sent me, okay? Excellent. I got to party with this guy, and I don't have any shirts like this. I have a shirt of him when he ran for governor, but this is awesome. I got to do a show with him once. Thank you very much. I will definitely cut the sleeves off of this and wear it. Same with this. This is a cool design. Look at this. Cretin. How cool is that? If you're a Ramones fan, Cretin is a Cretin Hop is a great song. Look at this sick shirt. Look at this. This is really great. This is Future Monsters. I put a link down below. And then I actually have another version of this shirt. Again, it's in my costume list. I've worn the hell out of it. I think I wore this the other night in my slipper room show. So Future Monsters, the reason why I like them, not only are the designs unique and interesting, he makes the size I like, which is kind of a form-fitting extra small. And my whole life has been about buying clothes that are way too small and then stretching them to fit. That's part of my way of working clothes. So they got good fit, great product. They're awesome. It's unique. Future Monsters. Look below. They're fast. I don't know what to say. I'm picky as hell. Do not send me random shirts in the mail, okay? People try to buy me shirts all the time. I won't wear them. I'm very picky. For me to put a shirt on, it's gotta look cool to me, and it's gotta make sense. And so I really am picky about the shirts I wear in public. These people, we share a similar affinity to something. So they have a lot of stuff I like. And this is just bold as hell. So, Future Monsters, thank you very much for that. Oh, they also sent me, and this guy's cool. He sent me some vintage decals that I'm going to be very careful with these. I'll just show you right now. These are vintage decals. And I'm going to put them right back in the envelope. It's the exact time period and genre and aesthetic of things that I really appreciate. So, thank you. Yeah, you should be. Who's the guy on the shirt? Who was the guy on the shirt? Which shirt? I don't know which shirt. There's a whole bunch here. Yeah, so t-shirts. Love them. I'm a t-shirt freak. I have a huge collection of t-shirts. I wear almost all of them. I do. For, depending on my mood and time of day. I don't really have that many clothings. Like, I don't have a giant collection. I've got gear I wear on stage, and I got my daily gear, and that's it. Oh, these boots, which we'll talk about later when we get to the punk rock part. Okay, now I want to move quickly into some horror films coming out, because as you know, this channel obsesses over horror, and we have a lot of fans in here. The one I said I did a concert with. This one, oh, well, that's Frank. Oh, a concert with? Oh! Oh, this. I know what you mean. Here, I'll hold it up. This is Grandpa Al Lewis Munster. Al Lewis played the part of Grandpa Munster on the TV show The Munsters. And, yeah. I did a show with him, ready for this? On Halloween week at a lesbian bar in the East Village called Meow Mix. And they hired the party promoters, who were my friends. I have a photograph in my kitchen. Maybe when I show a video, I'll go get it. I was hired. So they hired Al Lewis to perform, yet he doesn't have an act. And he's also in his 80s at the time. And so they were like, can you do a magic show where you kind of incorporate him and make it look like he's doing something? And I said, absolutely. So I played a set of music with this group called the 9X Brothers, which is a very weird music project I was involved in. And in that, we brought him out, and I did a magic trick with him, the world-famous underwear trick, if you know what it is. If you're a magician, you know it. He was a sweetheart. I was honored to be on the same stage with him. He was very old, but very kind and sweet. And so, cheers to Al Lewis. So, thank you. So let's chat films. Has anybody seen the trailer for The Substance? It's a new movie. It looks pretty damn good. It's Demi Moore, body horror, science fiction, future, doppelganger. It looks good. It got decent reviews. The word in the streets, it's good. It's at the movies right now. The trailer for Salem's Lot. Friedrich Nietzsche? All right, hold on. Before I get to Salem's Lot, someone's asking about my show last week. Based on the works of Friedrich Nietzsche, Conan the Barbarian. The whole movie is teaching will to power. Swear to God. From the beginning to the last scene, will to power. There's a movie, When Nietzsche Wept. I saw it. It's okay. I have seen it. Yeah. I saw it a while ago. I wouldn't mind watching it again. But yeah, there's not a lot of film on him, believe it or not. And I think someone has tried to do a Thus Spoke Zarathustra, which I can't see that working in film format. Salem's Lot. Anybody see the trailer? Immediately, the first thing in the trailer is the double voice that every demon movie uses. It's the thing I hated about Late Night with the Devil. Hello, how are you? The double voice trick that's in every demon movie. The trailer for Salem's Lot opens with that, which to me is a bad sign. It means they're going for tropes. It looks like, I don't know, it looks kind of CG'd out. So, not so excited about the Salem's Lot movie. Nosferatu looks promising, but, and I am going to show the trailer. Terrifier 3, I woke up today. It's been reviewed. The critics like it. Yes, it's bloody. Yes, it's gory. It's for the fans. If you don't like horror, don't bother. If you don't like 80s horror, don't bother. That's kind of what the review is. Like, it's a niche of a niche. You got the horror genre, and then this is a very extreme. This is the death metal version of rock and roll. You know, you got rock and roll, and then you got punk and metal, and then you got the extreme stuff. That's what this is. You know what? What the living hell? Maybe we should show the trailer. This is... I have seen the prequel, 1 and 2. I'm a huge fan. This looks glorious to me. You tell me.
You survived the most famous serial killer since Jack the Ripper. The 5-year anniversary is coming up. I think a lot of people would really like to hear from you after all this time. Want to know what it's like to be in the presence of that kind of evil. What goes through your brain when he's close enough to you. You feel his breath. I saw him today.
Who? How can you be sure it was really him?
I could feel it.
Who's this Santa? He's scaring my kid.
Yeah, he's scaring me too.
Hey, Santa's handing out presents! Julian,
here. Even if he was alive, which he isn't. Wouldn't you want to get as far away from here as possible, as far away from you?
We both know this isn't over. I have to go back to the Terrifier.
Still buried there, isn't it?
It might be the only thing that could stop them. Looking forward to the best Christmas ever, filled with fun, smiles, and laughter.
I mean, folks, what do you think? There's not any, no, I mean, I love everything about that trailer. I even like the fact that the Christmas is like a specific type of Christmas aesthetic. It's very 80s looking. I mean, really, this man, Damien Leone, saved horror, the director. He's the director, the editor. He basically does everything. And all the other ones before this, he also did all of the special effects. In the new one, he hired a crew. I'm sure he's overseeing it. He's, for me, saved modern horror. So, cheers to Damien Leone and David Howard Thornton, the man who plays the clown. These people are really good. So, bravo. It comes out in October 11th. I will be going the night before, the day of. I'm a major fan. Here is a photograph of me, Al Lewis, Grandpa Munster, and the two party promoters, one of which is the guitar player in my band, Toilet Boys. The pictures, oh, look. There he is. That was the night of the show. This is probably 1998? No, 97. 97. Wow. Oh, there you go. I mean, they have a lot of fans. Supernatural horror, Charlemagne, is your fave. Well, the thing about this one is it's not a serial killer. It is supernatural. It's both, which is why it's kind of cool. It blurs the line. Oh my God, listen. So that Conan, me discovering that the fact that Conan is a Will to Power movie is because they never tell you what the riddle of steel is in the film. They never say it. They never do. If you interview people and ask them what they think about that movie, they'll never say that. But once I say it, you'll never unsee it. The movie opens with a Nietzsche quote. It's shocking. It even ends, the end of the movie is the point of the whole movie. Wow. So Eggers' Nosferatu is pretty promising. I mean, the man's clearly talented. Other than that, I mean, I am not looking forward to too many movies. That's it. I'm a horror film junkie. There's not really any action or dramas I'm looking forward to. Who cares? Last week I went to the Feast of San Gennaro with my mama, who's watching. And it's the big Italian festival in New York City. It's like old school. It's 10 days long. They close the streets off. Pardon my voice. I have a little bit of a weak voice, and I'm trying to preserve it a bit because I have a show this week. And we went, and it's great. We had gnocchi and junk food, and we had fried zeppoli, and what else do we eat? It was just good. And we always go to this store, Rossi. It's like they sell Italian tchotchkes. And it's where they sell all of the Italian voodoo charms, the Maloicchio stuff, like the cornetta and the Il Gobbo, the little hunchback. Anyway, I found a book on Malocchio, the evil eye, and the history of Malocchio and where it came from, and I'm gonna do a show on it, maybe my next one. I knew a little bit about it, but now that I got the book, I learned a whole bunch. And it's stuff that you're never going to find. It's a little bit of an obscure thing. And so I decided I'm going to do an episode on it. So everybody knows this, right? Well, in Italian, it's part of the Malocchio stuff. It's the hand. So if somebody's jealous or thinking bad thoughts, it enters and then spits it back out. It's like the horseshoe. It's like having a portable horseshoe. And you will see the necklace with the devil horns. And so when you listen to Dio, the rock and roller, who attributes being the first to flash the horns, he says he got it from the Italians. I mean, he's Italian. So yeah, he got it from them. The Malocchio. It's funny, it's called the Malocchio, but the Malocchio is the action of the evil eye, which I have a lot to say about. I'm writing a book on it right now. So, yeah, what is it celebrating? Oh, it is celebrating, good question, Charlemagne. San Gennaro is the patron saint of Sicily. And if you watch the Godfather movie, there's a scene where you see the festival. I don't believe in superstitions. No, I don't. You should watch some of the older episodes because we go into extreme detail. Oh, no, there's no belief. You misunderstand me. I don't believe in anything. Yeah, no, there's no belief. I like Italian voodoo charms because they remind me of my ancestors, and I do believe they wield high amounts of power in the real world. Not in my world. They have no power. Yes. Yes, see, my mom's chiming in. So, yeah, I don't have... If you watch this show enough, you'll start to see I am atheist. I'm also... I don't believe in good or evil. And I don't personally believe... So I believe all magic and pseudoscience work if the practitioner is a wizard. It's what my second book's about. Yeah, like, you can be an astrologer, a tarot card reader, whatever. It's all, to me, the same thing. If the person's a wizard, it works. If they're not, it's all nonsense. That's my personal take. So today's episode is a loose one. It was almost going to be a wild card, and that's it. But I decided to give it a little shape. Where the heck is it? Oh, hi, Zalthon. Is Zalthon even working today? No, he's in there. Zalthon is my bot that helps out with moderations. Good question. What do I mean by a wizard? Hold on, let me put this up. Yeah, there's my episode today. I'll explain my wizard concept quickly. Punk rock, magic, and the art of who cares. Good question. What do I mean by a wizard? I have my own definition of a wizard. And I'm going to use the Wizard of Oz as an archetype. The Wizard of Oz, a carny goes to a planet, a carny meaning a carnival worker, a showman. Showman's a better term, but carny's what people call them. Goes to a planet of real magic with real witches, warlocks, and magic. And he becomes, the carny becomes the top dog and run the show. And he has no real magic powers, and he's still more powerful than the witches and the real magic. And the reason why he's more powerful is because he's a wizard. And wizards understand people's desires, fears, and they're able to observe reality on a level most people can't. And so that's, to me, what a wizard is. If you put all of that together, you have magic powers, or perceived magic powers. More powerful than the people that have, quote, magic powers that in that movie's context. So that's my definition. Does that make sense? I'm being honest with the whole people group watching. If I say that, does that make sense? And I'm asking honestly, because that's my 5-second pitch on a wizard. I like quick pitches. This is why I like aphorisms as an art form. Aphorisms as an art form is like the idea of writing these thoughtful, thought-provoking, or observant things. You're writing them in the most brief, concise, and poetic format to teach what it is you're teaching. All right, so Charlemagne, you get it. Okay, so do you see my point in saying I don't believe in anything, yet if there's a wizard involved, it does work? Okay, that's my premise for the wizard. Well, yes, of course. Yes, Paul. Embracing light and dark. Yes. Yeah. And I like the term light and dark, positive and negative. I don't like good and evil. They have intentions behind them I don't appreciate. So, you know. Doc Strange, Constantine, LaVey. Yeah. I mean, these are the people that they're beyond good and evil. They're able to see it all as one big moving thing. You know? Let's talk about punk rock. And then, God, I don't know if I'm going to have time today. Punk rock magic and the art of who cares. And when I say the art of who cares, I'm saying it in a little bit of the stoic meaning. Not given an SHIT, which to me is part of punk rock a bit. Not caring of other people's opinions. Not letting other people's view shape me. Letting my view shape them. Okay? Sorry, I'm rubbing my eyeball. My eyes are really sensitive today. Wow. So, punk rock. Well, I discovered if you've watched some of my past episodes, I've talked a little bit about this, but I discovered punk rock on 7th grade school bus trips to go skiing via cassette tape. And it kind of opened my head up. It spoke to me in a manner that changed my life. I heard this record that was called BYO, and on it had 7 Seconds, DOA. It was a mix of a bunch of bands, and I heard that first. Then I heard Dead Kennedys, very specifically, In God We Trust, the song Religious Vomit. And that's the one that really did it for me. I couldn't believe that was a song. I couldn't believe of how jarring it was to hear him sing, the style, the lyrics. The lyrics to Religious Vomit by the Dead Kennedys are, all religions make me throw up, all religions make me sick, all religions make me throw up, all religions suck, all religions make me throw up, all religions suck. They claim to have the truth to set you free. Free for a fee. I mean, yeah. It's like very, like, religions are bad. And I never heard any music where it was so clear. Like, they didn't have to make it poetic. It was just, they're saying it. So for me, it was very free. From there, we quickly found Ramones, Misfits, right? All the famous ones. Some of the non-famous ones. But one of the bands that blew my head off was The Exploited. And these are like the 1981 Mohawk, spiky jacket, right? Doc Martens laced with the ladder lacing. The music sounded like kind of skinhead music-ish, street punk, dirty, raw, Mad Max, tribal, okay? I loved them. I liked the lyrics. I liked everything. Their lyrics are about anarchy, not liking the governments, blah, blah, blah. Straight up, as punk rock as it gets. And they've never stopped playing. The lead singer's almost 70, and I never got to see them. The man's had a heart attack live on stage, okay? He's getting old, still has a mohawk. For a minute he didn't. He had like dreads. Always wanted to see them. I had tickets once to see them and they canceled. This is many years ago. Every time they play, I was busy. So I decided to go last week, and there was a bunch of friends there. I went with a friend, and we just kind of, I was immersed in the show. I at one point jumped on stage and sang the Sex and Violence song, which they kind of invite the crowd up. I mean, it's punk rock. The circle pit, it's just sweaty. I don't even know where to begin. I mean, oh yes, that band, the Amiel and the Glue Sniffers. I've heard of them. I think I follow them. So. Whoa, what's this? I'm watching the stream on my Panasonic CRT1 and Toilet Boys on Panasonic. Ah, that's cool. I love it. I mean, honestly, the show is, I haven't had that much fun the whole time. I think I danced the whole time. I was jumping around and dancing the whole time. I can't sit still and listen to that music. That music was written for that to happen. That live, just, you're there, the sounds, the feeling, the volume. When you see it on here, you can't, there's no volume. You know what? I want to show you the Exploited. This is them 10 years ago. He's a little bit of a belly here. He doesn't have a belly anymore. He looks better, actually. But it's basically the same band. It's him. It's him and the bass guy now. Look, here's the Exploited live now.
You what? Just hold fight back.
Folks, that's great. That's my jam. That's what's going on my insides. That feeling. That's like, it's hard to explain. You follow him on Instagram. He's great. He's very hard to understand. They have very thick Scottish accents. He has a very thick Scottish accent. It's kind of awesome. I'm a huge fan. Anyway, I got to see them last week. It blew my head off. I needed it. It was uplifting. Wow. Okay, interesting. Well, he's right. That's what rock. He's actually, his criticism is correct, and I still like rock and roll. He made a very, actually, if you read, yeah, what he's saying is what Friedrich Nietzsche would have said about rock, is it's carnal. It's like carnality, which is why it's called rock and roll. It's rock and roll referring to sex. That's what that was. That was a black term for sex. It was like slang. So, yeah, it is. It's rhythm. The melody, it's why blues has the same melody. It's a vibe, and the melody is secondary. Now, that doesn't mean rock can't have melody. I mean, listen to Bohemian Rhapsody or Billy Joel or even Metallica. I mean, there's melody. It evolved. Its original version, which is close to what we just saw. That's why punk rock was a return to that. Your point made my episode. Thank you. This is brilliant. I'm going to read it now. Charlemagne wrote this. Excellent point. Now, it seems like it would be a criticism, but I think it's not. Ben Shapiro has a video where he criticizes rock because it's based on rhythm rather than harmony or melody, saying it tends to appeal to visceral emotions more so than to refined taste. He's correct, 100%. To listen to classical music, you have to learn how to listen to it a little bit. Yeah, you really do. There's types of rock like that too, but that's it. Punk rock, which is why I'm so glad you mentioned this, is a return to that. The Ramones liked doo-wop. They liked rock and roll, old rock. And when the Ramones were young, rock music took a turn. It started getting complex, and Led Zeppelin showed up, and Black Sabbath showed up, and 3-minute pop songs that are visceral and rhythm-oriented got complicated and more for a refined taste, like you're saying. And so I did not do any stage diving. I wanted to really bad. I was with a friend who was in the pit the whole time, and I really wanted to jump in. I wanted to get in there. I can't hurt my fingers and my hands. If I hurt my fingers and hands, I'm screwed. And so surfing and skateboarding and some of the things I do, yes, I could hurt my hands, but me jumping into the pit at this point, I mean, if I smoked a little more, maybe I would have. I came close. I did get on stage. I was on stage. But I am not jumping randomly into the crowd. I'm too old. It's too much. I love it, though. I want more of it. So, yeah, back to punk rock and the Ramones and getting back to the core. Music got complicated. And the Ramones were a bunch of pimply teens from Forest Hills, from, just middle-class kids with working moms and, the kind of kids that go home and watch TV and don't have a whole heck of a lot going on. So what do? They start getting into music, and they liked old rock and roll. And so for them to play music, they didn't have the skill level. So they had to play what was simple, which is old rock and roll. And they liked that, and that's what they went for. And so they returned this genre kind of to its roots. The difference was they were glue-sniffing 70s pimply-faced teens in Queens. Decades later, the economics are different. The pop culture's different, right? And so add all that together, and you get punk rock. And the movement never went away. The music never went away. It's remained underground. It's had moments of popularity. Green Day. Broadway shows. It's had that, but I don't think anybody really takes them seriously as part of the punk movement. I mean, I don't. And I don't know any friend of mine who likes punk rock that takes them seriously. I'm sure there's people in here younger than me that would say otherwise, because that's the first thing they heard. No offense. I understand. But I'd rather listen to the older stuff. Now, there are newer bands I like. Don't mistake me for just saying they have to be old. It's a vibe. It's an ideal. It's a surprise. It's an energy like a firecracker that you might get hurt, but you still like it. To me, punk rock has a few thorny edges. I don't think punk has to be political. It can be, but I don't think it has to be. It can be chaotic. It can be chaos. It can be unbridled. That's a better word. Unbridled. So yeah. So to me, it became my reflective musical reflection. That's what punk rock became for me. And so it's been a part of my life. I like talking about it with people. I was saying to somebody today, I think it's funny when I meet people that are like, I used to be a punk rocker, or, you know, I used to be a Satanist, or I used to be this. And I'm like, used to be? What does that mean? Because the whole concept of a punk rock thing, it's like, it's not an outfit you put. As they say in Return of the Living Dead, this isn't an effing costume. It's a way of life. And so to me, it's not even a way of life. It's, for me, it was just a realization of who I was, my personality. It was me, which, oh, wait, hold on. Oh, hold on. We'll get to this. There's some juicy stuff in here. It's me, the punk rock thing for me is it's kind of like if someone says what's going on under the surface of your skin, it's punk rock. That's what it is. It's got that. If you listen to punk music, that's the closest. Because to me, music, and Nietzsche, I learned this from him. Music doesn't represent anything. It just is what it is. It's not like a painting where you're imitating life, or acting where you're imitating life. Music is its own thing. It's organized vibrations. And I mean really organized, you know? So, all right, let's look at these comments because there's a few good ones in here. Oh, I like this. Paul says, music is a feeling and resonates best through movement. Huh. I like that. I have to think about that one for a second. Charlemagne, what would you say in response to Plato, who wanted to ban artists from his republic? You got to give me more on that one. I have read that. I forget why. What was his gripe with artists? The falseness to their... Because back then, actors had no souls. They were kind of soulless people, which I would agree to. If you're a real actor, you kind of have to be soulless. You really do. You have to have no ego towards yourself and soulless, because you're going to be playing people that aren't good people, and you have to give them humanity. So, I can see why he didn't like them, maybe. Yeah, I mean, metal for me and punk are almost the same in ways. Musically, they're... So you can't say punk is sloppy, because there have been bands and early on that weren't. And the Ramones went from sloppy to not sloppy. You know, they kind of created a thing. So, like when people think playing punk is easy, because for me, I was going to say metal's a little more complex. It is more complex usually in the melody. And in the rhythms. But, my God, I'm getting killed with incense. Hold on. But yeah, interesting. Let's keep moving though. I wanted to mention magic a little bit and try to tie it all together with this. I love talking about art like this. The nuances to art. It's fascinating. But magic as an art form, magicians, magic, mind readers, escape artists, that world. One of my favorite things to do, and occasionally I get to do it a lot, and sometimes I haven't done it in a while, but now I am, is I like to teach magic. I love it. It's fun to watch somebody discover the inner workings of a magic trick because they're usually quite shocked at how much detail there usually ends up going into a routine. Most of the details, subconscious, no one notices. But the way I approach magic, I try to put a microscope on top of it. And so I love teaching it. And right now, I'm getting to teach kids again. I haven't done it in a while, since COVID. Or since the coof, I should say. You can't say these things online anymore. You get flagged. I'm drinking tonight Guinness, no alcohol. It's an excellent no alcohol drink. Please hit the like and subscribe if you're watching this. This might be a little bit of a lengthier. And please chime in. This is a talkie show. If you're new and I don't know you, say hi. If you're a friend watching this and I do know you, say hi. I'm watching. Sometimes when you say hi, it triggers my train of thought. But yeah, I love teaching magic. And so, good question. See, this is why I like this show. Charlemagne asks, is magic a matter of skill or practice? Can anyone learn it? Yes and no. Like ventriloquism, like singing, like sports. Some people have a knack for it and some people don't. A lot of times it comes down to a timing issue. Some people have bad timing. Like they can't dance, they can't keep rhythm. They have an awkward approach to timing. It's something I studied in detail actually in college. We had a class. I have a whole episode on this. Victoria Santa Cruz. Look it up. I have an episode. It's a guru I studied with. She taught us a lot, and some people have bad rhythm, and there's a reason. There's a reason. It's a very interesting thing. I mean, I'm sure there's lots of reasons, but there's a very specific thing she was teaching. And so to me, magic is a skill, meaning here, like, like a lot of magicians learn this. You've all seen magicians roll coins across their knuckles, right? Well, it's because you're teaching your fingers high skill level and detail. Okay? And so to be a magician, you're supposed to learn that, right? And I did, and to me it's yes, I think you should. But the main thing, the thing that people don't realize that I like teaching is you have to think what the audience's preconceived notions are to everything and where they think things are going and what they expect. And what the hell you're trying to do in the first place and what the surprise is. If you can't do any of that, you have nothing. And so that, what I just said, is going to dictate what skill you're going to need to pull it off. And then you overlay it with your understanding of psychology, their psychology, the group's psychology, the world and the culture we live in psychology. Okay? Once that's all established, it's all put together, and now you have to understand timing. Because all the secret stuff is going to happen on the offbeats. And if you can't do that, you have a problem. This is why there's bad magicians and good magicians. This is why there's wizards and non-wizards. This is why most magicians aren't wizards. Okay, see where we're going? So, timing is important, and you learn that by doing it and being in, I hate saying being in the moment, but being in the moment means really knowing what's going on in the room and seeing the vibe of the room and where that's going and being able to predict it. While that's going on, you do your magic trick. And hopefully it builds to some sort of climax. So if you can do that, yes, you can do magic. See what I mean? Some people are good at that, some aren't. I have the knack for theater. Okay, so the knack for theater definitely is an asset. It also can be a detriment to magic. And no one says this. I'm saying it right now. So many people will say you have to be theatrical. They teach it all the time. I think it can be a detriment too, a big one. There's a fine line. Magic's real. It's presented as real. You don't need a suspension of disbelief. So the more theater you add, the farther you're taking it from what I just said. It's real. It's presented as real, real time. No need for a fourth wall. Why? It's real. That's actually floating, and I'm going to prove it. It's not a stage trick. Look, I pass a hoop over it. See what I'm saying? Okay. This guy here likes to dance tango. Well, okay, it's interesting. When you're dancing, when you're dancing your tango, you're not thinking of what's coming next. And you're not thinking about the end. You're thinking about the dance and in the moment and the move in the moment. And so with magic, that has to be happening. But you have a very rehearsed thing that's about to happen. This is why magic's hard. You're playing a classical song, yet you're making it look like improvised jazz. That's magic. That's why it's hard. But that's why I like teaching it. And that's very hard to teach, so you have to kind of do it step by step. You know, a lot of people teach with magic. They'll teach, I teach a lot. I do teach this to people, how to do coin rolls. You have to be good at getting your hand to do things automatically without you thinking about it, right? And then, let me see if I can do two. This is good for my arthritis. Anybody have arthritis? And I'm being honest when I ask this, and I'd like to know. I have bad arthritis. I don't do any writing on it publicly. I might mention I have pain issues, but I don't talk about it a lot. And I'm being very candid right now. But I do have arthritis problems, specifically in my hands, and it's very bad. And I'm not just like, it's like really bad. So I'm constantly using my fingers because I want to use them. I want to move them. I know if I don't, they're going to get worse. So I can still do two. It's a little slow. One I got down. And then, let me see if I can do the four. My hands aren't warmed up. So yeah, this is like, you got to learn this stuff. There's two sideways. Hold on. Let me do it like this. I think it's good to learn the hard stuff because oh, there we go. There's four. Wow. Your hands become automatic. It's like playing the bass. When I'm playing certain songs, I don't even have to think about it. So, okay, turmeric. Yes, I do use the turmeric. This other stuff I'll look up. I also take frankincense called Boswellia serrata. Supposedly good for inflammation. It's not homeopathic. It's like actual anti-inflammatory, they say. And I do think it works. There are certain magic performances that are good. From one view, Ah, okay. Dark Alchemy just asked an excellent question. You're getting some candid answers. These are laymen that are non-magicians asking a magician some interesting questions. You asked a very good question. It's one of the first things I teach in magic, and I will give you a lesson right now. And I think you'll like this. This is why I like teaching magic. You probably never thought of this. The answer, and I'll read it. Dark Alchemy says, are there certain magic performances that are good from one view and bad if there's surrounding audience? Meaning, yeah, if there's people behind you. The answer is absolutely. Uh-oh. What happened here? Absolutely. Like, for instance, if I'm hiding a coin in my hand right here, see, hello, and I'm talking like this, and I can point and gesture. I can even pick things up, right? But if I go like this, if there's a guy here behind me, he can see it clear as day. It's called bad angle. There are magic tricks that you see online that are so angly, the only place they work is online. Like, you have to see the trick right in front of the camera right here. If you just move the camera a little bit, you'd see it. There's a lot of magic like that online. My magic, a lot of it's good surrounded. And the tricks that are not, I know how to position myself. So let's say I get hired to do a magic show in your living room. You hire me to do a show for 15 friends sitting on the couch and floor, okay? The first thing I do is I walk in and I go, where's the best place for them to see me and for my angles to be good and protected? So sometimes I have card tricks where the guy over here is picking it. Sometimes I have card tricks where the guy over here is picking it, right? There are reasons for all of it. It's down. If you saw the detail in some of my acts, you'd pass out. There's reasons. Why? Because I'm hiding angles. So in magic, when you get to shows, you got to check your angles. Eventually, you start to learn really sharp ways of doing it. So, and the reason why magic's hard is the magician might be here doing a trick up close with his hands, and everybody's looking here. But the magician's brain is thinking big. It's not just here. He's thinking about that guy's eyes, who's he looking at, where's the room looking at, where the focus of the room is. That's why marijuana and magic don't go well together. Meaning, the performance, because this kind of stuff makes you focus, right? Magic has to look focused, but it's not. It's the opposite. It's bigger. It's God's mind. You're paying attention to everything in the room on a crazy hyper level. If you do that, you start to get a feeling in the show and a trust in the audience and a vibe that makes it real magic, right? Oh, somebody must have said a bad word in Zalthon. My bot stepped in. Excellent. So yeah, so there you go. There's another reason why I like teaching magic. And so when I'm teaching people that, I think it helps them understand that when you're going to do something, let's say you're in and then this is the part where I'll tie it into your daily lives. Whether you're doing a presentation at work to convince your coworkers to do something, you're asking for a raise, you are asking a girl out on a date, you're trying to create some art, whatever it is, approach it like this. Look at the details on a micro level. What are you getting at? What are you trying to pull off? How are you convincing people of this? What are the steps? And what are the preconceived notions of where things are going to go? So if you watch my shows, especially my nightclub shows, like the ones I do like in the Slipper Room or if I get booked at a tattoo convention or one of those kind of shows, right, where there's general public and sometimes wild general public, right? The thing that makes it good is setting up where things look like they're going and then surprising people. That's what makes magic fun. You think one thing's happening and you're for sure, and then something surprises you. This is why comedy's awesome, because it's a surprising mind picture of something funny that makes you belly laugh. It's very hard to get a belly laugh. Wow, these are good questions. Now, how do I tie that into the art of not caring? Well, to me, it's one of the secrets to magic. You do have to care, and you do have to have pride in your work, but you also have to be willing to fail and not care if you fail. And it's the hard one. I don't like to fail. If I had to pick one of my fears, it's fear of failure. And so I've been most successful where I fail and don't care, because I learn a whole bunch of lessons. So I realized, but in doing magic, if the audience realized you don't care if you're failing, if you screw up. I don't like the word fail. I like the word screw up, mistake. They won't care if you don't care. And if you think it's funny, they'll think it's funny. That's it. Now, I do think there are solutions to live failure. In the world of magic, for instance, if the audience knows you're using something you paid a lot of money for at a magic shop, and they see that you're using an electronic device to do a card trick, they're going to be less forgiving, right? I'm going to ask you this as a question. Or if you saw the guy hiding something in his hand, which is less... I think they're going to forgive you if you use sleight of hand technique and they see it, right? At least I would be. And so that's why I always told my students, learn the hard way. If you learn the hard way, you don't have to worry about having gadgets and stuff. You got your hands, and if you screw up, they'll forgive you. When a juggler drops a ball, nobody laughs, do they? No. You know, you can't do it, and you know it's hard, so you don't laugh. And that's how I look at magic. Does anybody agree? I mean, really, answer that one. I'm curious of your thoughts. Any tricks I won't do? Yes, I do. Right away. Here's a magic trick I despise. I really despise it. Now, people love it. I know they do. But I don't think they really love it. It's a famous magic trick where you borrow a $1 bill and you turn it into 100. And then most magicians turn it back to the 1 and give it back. Okay? There's a few snotty magicians that do the 100 trick where they make it appear and then they give it away. Like, here, it's real. Keep it. And I'm rich and I can afford it. Right? Which is hilarious. I never liked, hey, Future Monsters. Did you see the beginning, Future Monsters? I gave you a good pitch. And I wore the shirt with the jacket that I bought the shirt to wear it with. So check it out. Future Monsters is in the house. So I put your website in the description below. If you dig these shirts, go check out his stuff, man. He's sick. Back to magic. I don't like doing the $100 bill trick, the 1 to 100, because A, the audience knows it's not real. They just know you switched it. And you can tell them it's real, and ooh, it's magic. They know it's not. And so there's a weird hubris to that one I don't like. And I can't pull it off. Now, that's not to say I have certain things I don't BS on. That's one of the ones I can't do. I can't pull that one off. I feel dishonest. I don't know what it is. So that's one. What else do I not like? So like the trick, the linking rings, the metal rings that you link. I don't like them, but I invented a version of it I like. But I can't do it yet. It's not done. It's one of the tricks I've been working on for about 10 years. I have a lot of the problems solved. When I can do it, I would love to do it. Maybe it'll be the trick I do when I'm like 90 that took my whole life to come up with. I have it here. I have it in notes. I have it in drawing. I haven't made the prop I need yet. I need one thing made. But that's a trick I never liked. I hated the linking rings. I hate the ending. It has a terrible ending. There's no ending. Oh. Ah, see? Future Monsters, you're sweet. Thank you very much. He's saying I didn't hook this guy up for the shout out. He's the real one. Thank you. You're a sweetheart. Thank you. Means a lot. It's back to you. I'm just giving you a shout out because I actually like your stuff and I am picky. So, same with Sean Auberg, who pops in here, the Goblinko guy. I really am a huge fan of his work. I love small business owners. I love small business. I love working class artists. It's been my. It's what it turned me on when I was in middle school and high school, and it's just been my life. I've always admired the people that make the things with their hands. It's like it's a direct source. It's like they made it. It's them. It's like it's their straight idea. It didn't have to go through a damn committee. You know what I'm saying? It's pure. So. Party on. Here we go. Charlemagne, magician, did a trick. Asked audience member. Celebrity. Yes. Yes. It's a famous magic trick. It's called the baby gag. Yes. There are people that have turned it into a famous trick. Like, there's a lot of versions of that trick. It's called the baby gag. It's funny. Creative space. Yes. Dark Alchemy's asking. So for philosophy, it's the shower. For songs, it's the shower. I turn off, if I'm listening to music, I turn it off and just, Dungeon Degenerates. Boom. Yeah. I get a lot of my inspiration for magic right here. It's why this room looks like this. This is why I've designed my layers the way they are. I get inspired when I'm at home in my cave. Believe it or not, yeah. It's like I go out in the world and whatever, but when I go in deep in cave land is where it happens. Everything sounds great in the shower. It's true. Even your thoughts. The sound puts you in alpha state. Kind of makes your brainwaves chill. The hot tub too. The hot tub makes people again, your brainwaves just kind of zone out. Things like that. But for me, it's about being in like a room that you've designed, the colors, the lighting. This is why I talk about the total environment a lot. You got to design your room. Your room is dictating your thoughts. So if you live in a plain old white room, well, that means something to your eyes and your brain. So for me, I like stimulation. I like things that remind me of things. It does make me develop art. It does make me write. Yeah, I don't know. These are great questions. Thank you. Let's talk about not caring. I think it's getting more popular because of the Stoic movement got popular right now. But what does it mean to not care? Ever since I was little, I didn't care about what people thought of me. I definitely got made fun of a lot. I did get picked on. For a lot of things, not just one thing. It was, you name it. When you're a little guy, I've been a little guy. I'm not that little. I'm like 5'7". Not on the tall end of things, and I'm not on the super short end of things. But when I was in middle school, I was tiny. And the difference between a 7th grader and like an 8th grader or a 9th grader, we had 9th graders in my school. We were like little like elementary school babies, and these dudes were like men. Like, 6 foot tall. Hey, what's up? And we got hammered. I mean, I had to run from things, and I mean, I had to make plans and blackmail, and I mean, really. And I went to in elementary school, I went to a learning disability program, and I got made fun of for that. I got called the R word a lot. Why? I rode the short bus to school. I really did. So when I showed up to school, I had a capital R on my forehead. I learned how to deal with it. So, remember that weird bus I used to ride? Mama, she's watching. They used to pick me up at home because I went to the special needs school. Yeah, it's interesting. So I learned to not care. I also had aesthetics I liked and got made fun of. I have a very early memory, and my mom probably doesn't remember, but I was either in first grade or kindergarten, and I really wanted Winnie the Pooh sneakers. They had them. I was like, I remember going to the shoe store for school, and they had Winnie. Oh no, it was third grade. I remember now. It was second going to third. And they had two kind of sneakers, and we were at Sears. I remember where I was in the shoe department, and they had the Winnie the Pooh ones and the regular ones, and I wanted the Winnie the Pooh ones. And I think my dad was with me, and he was like, really? And I had already outgrown that kind of stuff, and I was like, you know what? I don't care if I get made fun of. And I got them, and I got made fun of immediately, and I loved them. They had around the edge on the rubber all the characters. I still remember them. So, and I remember getting made fun of for just about everything I liked, because I liked all the weird stuff when I was little. Magic and ventriloquism and all the puppets and you name it. And monsters. And I liked it in excess, which is why I got put in the weirdo category pretty early on. So I grew to not care, and it got me far. It worked. It freed me up a bit. So, on that note, when I discovered Stoicism and its notions about how we frame reality, meaning we're pretty much powerless to everything, all we can do is frame it. So, when I read that stuff, it made a lot of sense already. I didn't have to like, when there was no curtain to pull away on that one. It was like, oh yeah, of course. Excellent. Wow, here we go with good questions. This is why I like this group. Charlemagne, if people have a negative view of you, doesn't that affect your wizard powers? If so, should you care how other people perceive you? You're asking a question that's a whole episode. The answer is there are two types of not caring and caring. Yes. It's true. So, okay, we'll get to the second comment. All right, so in the world of wizard, so let's move over to the wizard thing for a second. I'm going to shift this way. We'll turn this way. And you asked really some of the greatest questions. I really appreciate your input on this show. First of all, as a wizard, you have to recognize who has the negative point of view. Okay? Yeah, here we go. Now we're starting on some meat. And I love this. This is why I do this show. You have to know who the people are that don't like you, obviously. And your wizard powers might not work on them. Or your influence or whatever you're trying to do. So if you're trying to wizard a situation and you have negative thoughts coming your way, well, then a good wizard knows how to either A, reposition himself, B, change the person's opinion, or C, poof, disappear. in a puff of smoke. Find another group. Or reappear as a different thing. Introduce a new idea. There are answers to all of this. So yes, you should care. The I don't care part is on decisions I make about things I like, things I want to express for my own inner what I am as a person. If somebody has an opinion on that, that's like, that's goofy, or that's the part I trust my instinct of why I like things. I've sorted through why I appreciate certain art forms. So, or anything for that matter. That's what that is. So, yeah, that's a very tricky question because I think it's two different things, actually. Two different realms of my being and how I relate to the world. Yeah, interesting. I think on some level we do care. Yeah. Well, to me, I only care enough about if somebody says, are you into politics, or you seem to care about certain things like free speech a lot, and why do you bother? I thought you don't care. Well, I care enough to position myself so that I can go have fun. Because to me, fun is the whole point. You hear me say it all the time. If you're protesting and in a movement, are you having fun? Because if you're not, does that mean you're sacrificing yourself for a cause? You're a martyr then. Okay, that's fair. You can be that. But I'm always like, are you having fun? Because life's very short. You get one shot. I don't believe in reincarnation. I don't believe in heaven. I believe I am a few molecules getting to recognize I am a few molecules for a few seconds. That's what I think's going on. I believe in entropy being real. I see it everywhere I look. So entropy seems like one of the laws that's real. And a direction. It's moving a certain way. So I do care enough to position myself. That's a better way to phrase it. Oh, yeah. That's it. Yeah, that's right. The big kids pick on me. I had ways of fighting dirty. I knew how to fight dirty. I knew how to run. I knew how to throw dirt in the eyes. I knew the old shirt over the head trick. I knew how to blackmail people at an early age. I got picked on. I remember leaving school and friends going like, bro, you can't leave. There's a group of people out there trying to beat you up. Be like, really? Better go out the other way. I mean, I was the little guy that rubbed people the wrong way sometimes. What do you do? Wow, what an episode. I've been flapping my jaws for an hour and a half. I probably should get off soon. I need to protect my voice. I got a Ramones gig Friday. If you're in the city, if you live in New York City or Long Island, there is a Ramones awareness party at the Surf Club. My band, the Ramones, is playing. We're going to do our Ramones set. There's an opening band called Le Bang. I think they're Electro Clash. It's not punk rock. But I hear they're pretty cool. So I'm excited. We're going to have trivia, some drink specials, and some prizes. Wow, we covered some crazy subjects tonight. What do you say? Where did we go? Where did we get to? Didn't I report bullying? No. No. Not really. I think one time I did. One time I did go to one of the assistant principals and was like, listen. And it's because there was some sports stars involved. We had sports stars in my school, and they weren't all friendly. And I didn't really like the jocks. And so one time I went, yeah. Oh, yeah. But no, basically no. There was no such thing as that back then. Bullying was just the jungle. And in the jungle, you get bullied. To me, bullying's normal. I don't think bullying's bad. I just think it is what it is. And you got to learn how to deal with it, shut it down, move, change. I mean, you got to figure it out. It'll always exist in a certain format. It exists now. It's just not punching. It's more of like, you have to have the same opinion as I do type of bullying. I see that a lot. Oh yeah. There is a fairy. Yo, yo, FM. Party on. You rule. Thank you very much. Seriously. Cheers. That means a lot to me. Yeah, thank you, everybody. If you're new, hit the like, hit the subscribe. Hit the notify bell. Not that it means anything. Sometimes it doesn't notify people. These internet platforms, basically S-U-C-K, okay? They're privately owned. The government pays them to do sneaky things. They censor without you knowing. They change the rules dependent upon who's paying. They're mercenaries, and they're out to make money. So, these aren't forever. There'll be a day when we can't do this. There'll be a day where I can't speak my mind. But for now, we can. So, thank you. Yeah. I'm going to go eat. Thank you for these shirts. This shirt is awesome. Look, did you see the jacket? I'll put it on before I go. I use this when I do shows. This is one of my show jackets. I do wear it when I go out. Like, if I'm going somewhere cool, I'll wear this. I remember one time I was going out with my kids, and they were like, "You're wearing that?" I was like, "Yeah." Thank you, Mr. Charlemagne. Oh, Cyrena in the house. What up, Cyrena? Cyrena was at the Exploited show in the pit the whole time. I'm not kidding. She was. She was in the pit. Thank you. No, this is why I bought this shirt for this jacket. I'll try it with my black jacket, but I think I did it for the white jacket. Thank you, Paul. I had fun today. No, seriously, we went in a weird circle with the flow of from punk rock to magic to what it worked. It's because everything's the same. It really is. When you start refining stuff, it all starts to look kind of like we're all talking about the same thing, which is why this channel has people from all walks of life coming together. It's because we enjoy examining. And when you start to examine stuff, you realize there ain't no good and there ain't no bad. It is what it is, and there's ways to ride the wave. Seriously. We have to ride it. What are you going to do? You don't have too many options. Love you guys. I'm going to take us out with something fun. I think I'm going to take us out. You know what I'm going to take us out with tonight? Stick around and watch this. Anybody like the 90s version of the Misfits? Well, they put out 2 awesome records. Whoa, I'm knocking the mic. And their drummer, Dr. Chud, who's awesome, he has a new band. And I saw the song. I thought it was awesome and hilarious. And I'm gonna bounce. Listen to this song. I think you'll see right away. It's punk rock. It's straight up. It's caveman. But it is great. Check it out. Watch this.
Very soon now, dear. My work's practically finished.
What was that?
What?
Oh, that noise. It sounded like a wild animal.
Really scared, really give me a fright. Nowhere to bed with Godzilla! You can pretend Godzilla turns a mighty castle into a pile of sand.
Go do it, Godzilla!
You control Godzilla's ugly tongue. You can make him stomp, pound his tail, pretending he strikes it all in his way. You can launch Godzilla's claw for the final blow.
We did it!
What will Godzilla do next? It's up to you. Godzilla with a claw that launches, some assembly required, from the Shogun Warrior Collection by Mattel.